there, and welcome back to another video. And today, I am going to be talking about something that I think is crucial to our understanding of Miraculous Ladybug's villains. The antagonist that I'm going to be talking about is the notorious liar herself, Lila Rossi. If you think about it, we know little about Lila's upbringing, and more importantly, we do not know why Lila is the way she is. Why does she lie as much as she does? Well, that is what I'm going to explain in this video. I have done hours of extensive research on this topic, and I feel as if I have created a pretty good lead on her backstory. First off, let's read her wiki page. Lila Rossi. She is a human female between the age of 13 to 15. She lives in Paris, France, and formerly lived in Italy. She has an unnamed mother, but that's pretty much all we know about her family. Make sure to make note of her family relations here for later. She is interested in Adrien Agreste, even though he clearly isn't interested in her, and she likes to have attention, cause mayhem and destruction, and she loves to lie. Obviously. She dislikes being humiliated, being defeated, and borderline loathes Ladybug. After I have looked into Lila's life with my research, I believe that there is an inconsistency here. Lila doesn't like to lie. She depends on it, and there is a reason for this. According to my research, my theory is this. Her parents, or the lack thereof, is the main reason for her pathological lying. There are many clues to suggest that this is the case. According to the article, A Pathological Liar is Made, Not Born, When Telling the Truth is Nearly Impossible, written by Chris Weller from Medical Daily, he states that psychiatry is a little less cavalier about the pathological part. Pathologies are conditions or disorders that are innate to somebody's health. Multiple sclerosis is a pathology. Cancer is a pathology. But the latest edition of the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual, Psychiatry's Holy Book, doesn't list lying as its own pathology, sometimes called pseudologia fantastica. Like sociopathy, psychopathy, and other forms of social deviance, the closest the DSM comes to including pathological lying is antisocial personality disorder. And pathological lying is only a possible symptom of that larger diagnosis. If you didn't really understand any of that, it is saying that being a pathological liar is more of a mental problem than a physical problem relating to one's health. Weller mentions that pathological lying, an obvious trait that Lila possesses, is a symptom of one thing: antisocial personality disorder. The symptoms are shockingly similar to the way that Lila is portrayed in the show. The symptoms are as follows. Disregard for right and wrong. This is evident as she chooses and wants to become Vulpina to destroy Ladybug. Persistent lying or deceit to exploit others. This one is pretty obvious, but Lila does this to gain attention and aid from other students. The wiki states, she loves attention, which she is willing to obtain by lying, even if it means going beyond words to support her lies, like buying a necklace that looks like the Fox Miraculous to convince Adrien, telling that she is a descendant of the Fox-themed hero. Arrogance, a sense of superiority, and being extremely opinionated. As she is looking at pictures of all of the Miraculous team, she throws strongly negative insults at each hero.
Liar! Traitor! Coward!
Reoccurring problems with the law, including criminal behavior. This is evident when Lila becomes Vulpina, for she has no problem becoming akumatized and wreaking havoc on the city of Paris. Repeatedly violating the rights of others through intimidation and dishonesty. The dishonesty part is a reoccurring trait in antisocial personality disorder, and Lila uses intimidation to scare off Marinette when she is the only one who calls her out for her lies.
I'll make sure you never get close to Adrien in class or anywhere. You seem a little less dumb than the others, so
I'll give you one last chance. You are either with me or against me.
Lack of empathy for others and lack of remorse about harming others. Lila has no problem with manipulating everyone, including her family. According to the wiki, Lila doesn't like it when people reveal that her lies aren't true. showing no remorse for lying in the first place, being consistently irresponsible and repeatedly failing to fulfill work or financial obligations. After Lila was humiliated in Volpina, she was absent for almost the entirety of Season 2 because she chose to run from school and stay home instead of facing her problems. Failure to consider the negative consequences of behavior or learn from them. This symptom is extremely important. In Volpina, when Ladybug apologizes and admits that what she said was out of line, Lila refuses to accept her apology and says that they will never be friends. In Chameleon, when Ladybug asks for a truce, Lila lies and says that she would be honored for Ladybug to be her friend. But it is revealed that their heart-to-heart was in vain because Lila chooses to continue to hate Ladybug even though she was given the chance to change. And lastly, poor or abusive relationships. This is the most important symptom of all. This is the main topic of this video. This is why Lila is the way she is. As mentioned previously in this video, it is clear that Lila's father is absent in her life. He is not mentioned in Lila's family tree, nor is he mentioned or seen in the show itself. Fathers provide their daughters with a masculine example. They teach their children about respect and boundaries. Caitlin Marvasso, AMFT, a grief counselor and therapist in Oakland, California. If Lila's father was absent during Lila's childhood, then that would explain why Lila has reoccurring problems with the law, a lack of empathy for others, and a lack of remorse about harming others. She fails to consider the negative consequences of behavior or learn from them, and so on. Lila has had to find her own way of surviving without the guidance of her father, which is to lie. I am going to attempt to explain why Lila truly hates Ladybug, and I will connect it to what I've been talking about previously. When she first arrives at College Francois Dupont, she lies about being really close friends with Ladybug, as she does this to gain some of Ladybug's praise and adoration because she would not get it on her own. McKenna Myers, the author of the article Fatherless Daughters, How Growing Up Without a Dad Affects Women on WeHaveKids.com, describes a misconception she had as a child as a result of her absent father. As a child, I watched television shows like The Brady Bunch and Happy Days, in which the fathers showed their daughters with tremendous amounts of attention and affection. Because I never got that from my dad, I convinced myself it was because I wasn't cute enough. I thought if I had blonde hair and talked with a lisp like Cindy Brady, I would then have my dad's devotion. I hated the way I looked because I thought it caused my father's disinterest in me. This is extremely similar to Lila's intentions at the beginning of Volpina. She never talks about her own appearance and only uses the fame of others, such as Prince Ali and Ladybug, to gain devotion like young McKenna, and to win over the heart of Adrian. She literally talks about Ladybug the whole time and never reveals too much about her actual personality. She even goes as far as pretending to be Volpina to impress Adrian and says that Volpina is more powerful and celebrated than Ladybug. According to Pamela Thomas, author of Fatherless Daughters, women who grew up with absent fathers find it difficult to form lasting relationships. Because they were scarred by their dad's rejection of them, they don't want to risk getting hurt again. Consciously or unconsciously, they avoid getting close to people. They may form superficial relationships in which they reveal little of themselves and put very little effort into getting to know others. This is exactly what goes on in Volpina. When Ladybug exposes Lila for what she has done, she doesn't like that one bit. Ladybug was supposed to be her ticket to Adrian. She was supposed to be this all-powerful superheroine who she could use to gain fame and attention. But no, she is just as bad as everyone else. Ladybug hit a nerve, and that is ultimately why Lila hates Ladybug so darn much. But this is not all. I believe her mother is to blame as well. But she is absent in a different way than Lila's father. In the beginning of Chameleon, Lila mentions that her parents are diplomats when she describes her fake plans for Heroes Day. Later in the episode, when we see her mother for the first time, she enters the room wearing a suit and she is absorbed in her phone. When she leaves and kisses Lila on the head, she says, "All these accumatizations are quite concerning. I'll bring it up on our next embassy meeting. Ciao, ma bella. Lunch is in the fridge.
I'll try not to be home too late."
When her mother mentioned an embassy, it stood out to me. So I looked it up. Embassy, noun, the official residence or offices of an ambassador. I also looked up what a diplomat was, and I found that a diplomat is a person who works in, you guessed it, an embassy. According to the wiki, Lila formerly lived in Italy. So, with all of this information, I went to Google Maps and found that the Embassy of Italy in France is located right in the middle of Paris, France. Since we know that Lila lives very close to the school, and so does Marinette, I looked up the real Patisserie Boulangerie that Mari's Bakery is based off of to see the embassy's location relative to Lila's home. Sure enough, it only takes 13 minutes to get from Lila's home to the Embassy of Italy, so it is clear that the Rossi family probably moved to their home in Paris for that reason. Remember how I said that Lila's mother is absent in her life, but different than her father? Well, her mother is absent because of her work hours. When I suspected this, I looked up what a diplomat does in a day. According to the article, 24 Hours with a US Diplomat, told by Blake Ellis from CNN, he follows Charlie Slater, a US diplomat, in his daily life. Slater begins his work at 6:50 a.m. and gets home at 11 o'clock at night. That's right, a diplomat is typically on duty for approximately 17 hours a day. There is no way that Lila sees her mom very much, and the neglect is evident when her mom enters the room. Whatever is on that woman's phone is more important than her own daughter. It is clear that Lila's mother isn't present either, and that releases a whole other can of worms that would affect Lila's character for the worst. All of this evidence pointing toward Lila's parental issues being the cause for her possible antisocial personality disorder is too clear to ignore. It all makes sense, and it provides a reason for why Lila is a pathological liar. Since no one was there to teach her, she had to learn to survive this cold and harsh world on her own. Her way to survive is to lie, so no one can see her for who she really is deep down. A small girl, yearning for love and affection, and does not know how to get it. Every person has good inside of them, no matter how small. Every single thing on this earth cannot survive without light to counter dark, dark to counter light. Lila has a light inside. It just needs to learn how to shine through her broken and damaged mind. I believe that she will persevere. She just needs love, and to be told that she still has a chance to change, and that we believe that she can. Everyone deserves a chance, including the misinterpreted and misunderstood Lila Rossi. Thank you so much for watching.